And hello to all my Virgo friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for January 2023. Now, Virgo was a last-minute decision here of what spread we're going to do. You guys are the last sign I'm recording, so what does that mean? That there was a lot of moving parts. Spirit had a hard time deciding what spread would be best for Virgos because they are all over the place. How are we going to bring them all together in one reading? And they finally decided that a financial monetary money spread would be best. So we're going to look at Virgo finances. We're going to be setting it up in the storyline format. Thank goodness. That's going to allow me to be very accurate through a very tough sign in the month of January by telling 3, 4, or 5 different stories and casting that wide net across the entire sign. And that way we're going to find the story that is right for you, telling different financial stories for different Virgos. So, I've had people tell me that sometimes multiple stories do and will resonate with them. And if that happens, that's okay. You get good pieces of information here and there. But at the end of the day, there is going to be one story that is going to be a home run for you, and that is what we're going to do. That is the objective today, and we're going to dig into that. Now, they've asked that I conclude your reading with something very fun, and that is going to be an animal totem. We're going to do one animal totem. That's what they asked me to do, so that is just focusing right here, right now on the characteristics that you can exude into your January right now to get this financial thing moving for the year 2023. And we're also going to conclude your reading with the runestone. That'll tie a nice little bow on this project we call January. So let's get started right now. The cards are already shuffled, guys. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time. I'm going to bring you in right now in the overhead bird's eye view so you can watch. I like to share my table with you guys so you can see what I'm dealing with and working with and what is going on. And we are on and recording. So here we go, Virgo. These are my ritual cuts. Splitting each deck into thirds, putting them back together in a separate order. And that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot, and it's the same procedure for personal private readings. Then we're ready to go. Now, any storyline spread that I do, whether it's specific or not, starts with 5 cards. These are your core cards, and arguably the most important. So these are your main 5. If this is the only thing you pay attention to, this is a good part to watch. So there's your main 5, and actually your core 5 is going to be the end of the spread, and I know that because this guy here, the Fool, is pointing back inwards. So that brackets us off. It lets spirits basically saying, hey, Scott, stop. We're good. That's all we need to go there. Now, I do need to get the pairings together. We do have a couple inverted, not enough to matter, so that's fine just the way it is. So as we get our pairings together, standalone here, and it's going to look just like this, guys. It's going to be 3 stories. It's at least on the front end, it's a very simple setup. So let's get the details here. These are 2 pip cards, so they just get 1 card to describe what is going on there. Okay, and then when we come over here, the star card is a major, so it's going to get 2 cards to describe it. This one's okay as it is, so it's going to look like that. And then the Fool card over here, probably off the screen. Yeah, I'm just going to move the camera around in a second. Make sure you guys see everything. That gets 2 cards. It's a major arcana card, so that gets that. Do I have any people cards? I do not. Okay, it's not a people month for Virgo. All right. No court cards showed up, so I don't need to worry about that. I just need, the last thing we need is a Oracle Angel card, 1 for every story. So that's going to look like this. 1 over here and 1 over here. Check my inverts 1 final time. Good distribution of half and half there. This one we got, 3 out of my 4. My Oracle's not, but that one's kind of like, does it count, doesn't it count? I'm going to do a discard just to make sure there. This one's actually all upright. That one's good to go. So my discard says they want it all upright. That is what we're going to do. Order needs to stay the same. That is very important to do in tarot. So everything can stay that way, but it needs to, the order needs to stay the same, and then you can just upright it that way, if Spirit so directs. So this is what we're looking at, guys. Let me show you, take this off the stand and just make sure you guys can see it very clear. I'm going to start with this top story. We're going to go this one first. Left Temperance all the way right to Serendipity. Story number 2 is going to be, this one's kind of awkwardly placed here. I'll move the camera like that so you can see it. Justice on top. Moving through to Breathe. That's going to be story 2 for all about money, guys. All these stories are all about money, finances. And then story 3 is going to be this guy right here. And that is, there's some new stuff going on there. That is kind of like new beginnings. So that's going to be where we wrap up. A very important one to view. So let's get to work, guys. Let's do it. All right, so starting with the big one. Well, one of the big ones. Okay, so at the top here, we have what they're basically bringing in first that they want you to attach to is my star card. So this is fate. This is destiny. This is, if a lot of you, there's reasons for this of what you're going through financially. This is actually not going to be a very good card to attach to, but they wanted to throw this out there for other reasons. Part of the, I guess, describing what story is going on here. So wait until I tell you more about it before you decide if it's you or not. So what they say is that things are happening kind of like not just your choices financially, but this is the way it's actually been written. It's supposed to be this way. This is fate, destiny, momentum, the whole bit. And also wish fulfillment, even if it may not feel that way at the moment. Now, they do show patience is required. So a lot of you, it gives me the kind of feeling that a lot of you aren't there yet. You haven't arrived at that, that point where you feel like really good about this, or maybe you're not even sure that this is your story or not. Now, what they show next is that it's actually time in January to hold back a little bit. This is my defensive card, especially as it applies to work. Work you need to hold back with, finances you need to hold back with. Let it play out in front of you. You don't have to make any drastically large, big decisions. Do what you have to do. And, maybe it's more minimalistic. Do what you have to do as the minimal, but don't go over the top with any radical changes. The next thing they show there is sickness. So some of you may be getting sick, and that is affecting the finances, because if you miss work, well, some of you have days and paid time off and stuff like that you can use. Other people do not. Let's say you're a delivery driver, something like that. You don't have paid days off. You get sick, you miss work, and guess what? You get no money, or you get no money that day. So that's what they show as coming up as a possibility, a probability. And also, this could also indicate just stresses, financial burdens of stress, like things that you've been worrying about. You've been worrying about money a lot lately. So it goes back to the very first card. It's like, how is that wish fulfillment? If I'm stressed out, I'm worried about things, and I'm not doing anything right now about it in January. Well, they show serendipity here, so things are on the way to work out here. Things are working out in ways that behind the scenes you don't really realize right now. And even with that sickness card coming in there, it's just a speed bump. And of course, that's not going to be for everybody either in a general reading. It's why personals are the best way to go. But with our Virgo bubble energy, we're doing the best we can here. And this is story one. And this is, like I said, it's not just only sickness. This can also be about mental anguish as well. Really being stressed out with finances and the whole bit like that. So what can you do about it? Well, you can try not to worry as best as you can, especially if it's you're worried about something that is in the future, that may happen, it may not happen. Why worry about it and waste your energy today with something that may never occur at all? Okay, so very important there. So overall, it's unfolding. I still, even after reading the whole thing, don't know how to tell you to attach to it or not. I guess you're just going to have to use your intuition, use your gut, and kind of feel that one out if that's about you or not. So let's get into 2 and 3, and then maybe that would be one of the ones that you fall back on and listen to again if the number 2 and number 3 don't happen to make sense for you. So let's get into 2. 2 goes over here. It's already kind of being a very interesting Virgo spread here. I was wondering, when you guys were last and when they were kind of waiting, what was going to happen here today. And this has, I guess this is kind of what I expected in a weird roundabout way. So sure about the unsure. Okay, guys, so story 2 talks about legal. So we got legal money, okay? So legal things. Time to maybe, this can also be taxes. This can also be paying traffic tickets, paying toll road bills, any kind of like legal type of money being moved could fall under story 2. It could even be like, if you purchase a house, that's still like a legal type of deal. It's a contract. Anything pretty much you put your signature on is coming up financially for January. Okay, that's the attachment point. So more than likely, you probably have a good idea on this story if it's about you or not. Whereas story 1 was kind of like, well, is it not? Well, story 2 is probably very clear if this is about you or not. Now, what they show here is to breathe. Okay, they don't want you stressed out. That is a common theme between 1 and 2. And, you just got to relax a little bit here. Okay. There's no reason to stress out about it. They show kind of money and mental at the same time here. Now let me go into both. The mental side is saying rest, relaxation. That kind of goes with breathe a little bit. It's also on the same side attached to breathe. So it's saying, this is the time to relax a little bit. You don't got to kind of go to war right now for your finances right now. You can actually just, let it play out a little bit. We talked about that in story 1 too, about letting it play out in front of you. Now, well, here they're saying rest, relaxation. So some of you are actually using your money on vacationing too. This is a card that represents something like that, doing something fun, getting away for a while. Now, why would they be saying legal in there? Well, some of that is contractual too. Like you sign you e-sign a lot of stuff, and not only that, but when you buy something, it's like a credit card statement, sign, an e-signature. So even just buying a plane ticket, would fall under the same category technically. Technically, it would hold true to the cards. Okay, so they show that peace, do what finds you peace financially, and they also show you taking great pride in your finances in January. This is probably the best part of the whole thing because you're not letting things go. Okay, you're taking care of the business you have to take care of. You're not neglecting anything financially, so you're either budgeting, you're either coming up with plans and goals for the year, for the month. Maybe, I always advise people small goals are sometimes the best goals. They're easiest to achieve. And then once you hit that one and you knock it off, you check it off the list and you make the next small goal. Much bigger than long goals, which, sometimes you attain or don't, and you can lose momentum in trying to climb that ladder in the big rungs, the difference between the rungs, the space. So taking great pride in your finances is a good thing to do. Most of you are probably already doing that. If not, hey, if this is you hearing story 2, you have to get this done. Okay, whatever this is that they're talking about, whether it's taxes, like I said, or anywhere along the line of anything to do with finances, legal, that whole bit. They want you to get to the point where you can rest and relax and you don't have to kind of worry about these little silly things. Okay, so breathe. Remember to breathe, that it's going to be okay. Doesn't tell you, what to do specifically about it besides rest and relaxation. But hey, you know what? Sometimes that's the best medicine. What can I say? Now, before we get into story 3, which is going to be that new beginning that we talked about, that new financial beginning, I need to tell you guys about the moon cycles because we have 2 very big ones in a row here, January and February. But first, let's do January. Also got to tell you about the new products in the store. Lots of great stuff to show you and reveal right here, right now. Okay guys, it is moon cycle forecast time. Let's talk about those moon cycles because we have the most lunar activity now, January and February until August, guys. So these 2 months are going to be huge. Let's talk about January. The first thing that comes in January is on January 6th. This is going to be a micro full moon. It's called the wolf moon because it's the first full moon of the year of 2023. And the full moon is the best time to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit there, that you don't want there in general. Hey, you just got to get it out. It doesn't matter what it is. The universe doesn't care. We've done very specific spreads this month, and it doesn't matter if it's something we've talked about or not. Let's say it's something, for some of you it's people. You got to get people out of your life. For some of you, you got to sell something. You got to repurpose something to get it out of your life. Emotional baggage, stress, anxiety. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that's got to go and be removed from your life, let's say certain eating habits, the whole bit. It's full moon energy, guys, and the best time to do that is the first week of January. This is very much, New Year's resolution stuff is when you do new things. Well, actually, the way that the moon cycles line up, that's not the case. It's actually the best at the beginning of the new year to get rid of something out of your life with that full moon energy. Now, adversely, and what does micro mean? Micro just means that it's small in the sky. So it's smaller visibly than normal. And, does that mean that it doesn't work as well? No, not really. You can still get it done. It's, the energy is lightened a little bit. But let's talk about that new moon because that's the opposite. That we have another super new moon coming in January. We just had one in December. We're going to have another one in February. And right now in January, the sky is going to be huge. It is the super new moon. It happens on January 21st. So, don't focus on the end of the month because that gets back into the full moon eking in from February. But let's call it the third week. The third week of January is the best time to bring actually anything brand new into your life. That New Year's resolution stuff, save it for week 3. I'm telling you, much better chance of getting it to stick and making it apply. And you can just use this new year between now and then as preparation time to get ready for these changes that you're trying to make. And what are you trying to bring new into your life? Well, like I said, the universe doesn't care. It doesn't matter what you use it for. You can use it to attract new love. You can use it to attract new finances. Do something new with work, something new with health. It doesn't matter. So if it's something new, the third week of January is going to be your target time for that, so please stick to that. It's going to help it just move a little smoother. And if any of this has confused you, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It is for free, and it is on my website. You can check that out anytime. It's on my videos tab. Go to the bottom there. You can see the moon cycle cheat sheet, and it shows you how these energies flow in and out and how best to align important decisions in your own life to them to make things go a little smoother. That's what it's all about, guys, while you're at the website. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter program. That's at the sign up for that is at the very bottom of every single page, as well as follow the Facebook page because I do giveaways on there, as well as my newsletter. People get giveaways as well. And I only send one newsletter email every single month. It's just for promo codes and updates, see what's going on. We're always doing new and fun things on the channel, on the site. And also, guys, now I need to tell you about the new product. Speaking of new fun things, I have my quadrants video. I only do these in January, guys, and this is releasing on January 3rd. If you're checking out this video after January 3rd, it's going to autoplay after your reading. But if not, you guys are going to have to check it out. But it's going to be available and posted everywhere, YouTube, Facebook, on my website, the whole bit. Check out your quadrants video. It forecasts the entire year for your sign. And we're looking at, what is the best quadrant? What is the best, quadrant is basically a circle that's broken into 4 parts. So this is your year. What quadrant, what quarter is the best for you for work, for health, for love? What is the best quadrant to take a vacation in? What is the best quadrant for you to be a little conservative? What's the best quadrant for you to get busy and take risks? All these things are going to be looked at in the quadrants video. You can get a sampling of that for yourself for the sign, and that's going to be available to everybody. But let's say you want quadrants done just for you. This is the first time I'm releasing this, guys, as a personal audio product. It is part of the mini product line, and this allows you great planning and preparation tools for the entire year. It's the only time I offer this, and it forecasts the entire year. So this is all about you, so it's extremely accurate. And looking at all these things, it's a huge drop of information, guys. It's the best, probably the best bang for your buck. Anytime I've done this for friends, for colleagues, for clients, they always say, if you only get one thing a year, this is like the best thing to do, because it outlines everything that is important and relevant. So you guys get to check that out for free, a little sampling in the general reading. But if that's not good enough for you, you want something that's all about you, the quadrants video is now available as a personal audio product on the website, and it's extremely affordable, best bang for your buck you can get. Speaking of new things on the website, guys, I got to tell you about the shop. We got Tiger's Eye gemstones going in on the shop, and I'm going to be flashing pictures up as I talk about it here. We got the standard golden Tiger's Eye. We got the red flare Tiger's Eye. It's just red Tiger's Eye. I call it flare because it's so shiny. And then we got the blue Tiger's Eye, also very, very shiny, very deep dark blue. And they all kind of vibrate a little bit differently, but they're all kind of the same major themes. Tiger's Eye is really good for negating any kind of negative energy, transmuting it basically, and it's also good for insight and seeing things very clearly, and a whole host of other things as far as medical reasons too, medical things that it really does to boost your body. So a whole host of different things. I'm not going to we got to get back to your reading. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but the whole write-up is on the website, scottsagent.com. You can check out all 3 of them and the differences between each of them. And also available, I got a few keychains to go with them. There's a few individual products for keychains. And the best part about the whole thing is what it comes with. Any kind of gemstone purchase is going to come with a free little nylon drawstring bag, a little way to carry your gemstone. And also a little pendant, which is going to be a separate gemstone. Both of those are going to come for free. Okay, well, what if I just buy one gemstone? Do I still get that stuff for free? Yes, you do. You absolutely do. You get all of it with every purchase. Now, it's only 1 per month, guys, but you know what? Most people are only going to make 1 purchase a month anyway. So you're getting all this free stuff with any gemstone purchase, and you can read that right up online. It's a no-brainer, guys. Make sure you check out all 3 of those beautiful Tiger's Eyes. Now let's get back to your reading. Okay, Virgo, you just heard about that super moon, that super new moon. Now we're going to put it into play here because we got the Fool card coming in. It does not mean you are a fool. It means new journey, new beginning of some form. And being a financial spread, this means a new financial money journey. Now, what is this journey about for you? Well, that's going to depend on the individual Virgo, kind of where you're at. But a lot of you are taking new steps, new routes of money making. Maybe it's revenue streams, second jobs, changing your first job. However you make your money, a lot of you are being very creative with this new, kind of using this year as a new launch point. Kind of like a launch point is probably the best way to put it. Really letting things take flight right here in January. So with that message, it does bring in a kind of a conservative undertone to it. So don't do anything too crazy, okay? This is not about risks. This is about the rewards. This is not about the instant gratification. This is about the long game, okay? So they do bring in you guys are going to be facing a level of toxicity here, a little bit of money sludge, if you will, something getting in the way of your financial flow in January. Here in story 3, despite the good energy, there's something gunked up here that we need to kind of persevere through or push to the side. You got to remember, I'm a Virgo here reading with you guys too, rooting for you. So, there's something that we just got to push over and get done. And it could be relation into something we talked about in the other stories as well. So there's something that needs to be done and addressed. And once you get through that, we're in pretty good shape because they show basically that you've moved in this direction and things are getting very interesting now. Either you are getting interested in something that you're putting your money into, things are becoming more clear on the financial path that you are blazing or getting ready to blaze, and they show also that you're blessed. So the environment around you is perfect for it. It is ripe, like we said, that launch point, right? Getting ready to launch. So that's what they show, getting away. They showed that before it was boring, and now you went from looking at finances as like a boring ho-hum stupid thing to now like, okay, well, I can kind of understand this a little bit more. I have more knowledge. I have more acumen now. And now I can put this into play. I can make my life a little easier by doing these certain things and so forth. So it's getting interesting. You are getting interested in something here, what you're doing with this new journey. So that's a good way to wrap up there. Now let's get into your runestone before we do the animal totem. They're already mixed up, but I'm going to give them one extra swirl. There we go. So the runestone for Virgo for January, it's going to be this one right here. And of course, this makes sense, guys. This is, it feels familiar. I wonder if this happened for Virgo last month or maybe it was 2 months ago. But this is the flag of joy. The flag of joy runestone. So they really want you to do what makes you happy in January. Happy is another card in my red oracle card deck here that I use. And that's very much what this runestone is. Happy, joy. This is the things that make you happy. So let's go through the different stories and kind of tie it all together, shall we? Story number 1. Finding joy with the fact that you have to let it play out in front of you, but the situation and the circumstances are working out. So what you can do to kind of let it play out is do what you like, do what you care about, and find joy in. And sometimes it's the little things in life. I told everybody, I forget what sign it was, but another reading that I did earlier in the day, I told them, for me, the little thing that I find joy in is an iced coffee. That's just a cheap little thing that I do, and it makes me happy. And in that same way, you don't have to spend a lot of money on your joy either. It's the little things, and a lot of times it's the free things, and it's the family and the friends and the relationships we have. So joy, finding joy in January, guys. Story number 2, finding joy in the relaxation. I mean, there's kind of no better way to put it than that. Sometimes that is that some people enjoy the staycations, some people enjoy doing less is more. And so finding joy in the month still, regardless of what you guys have to deal with legally. So it's kind of like in story 2 at least, it's a get it done type of month for January. Bust it out, get it done, do what you need to do, especially legally. And then, get it done so you can enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of the month and you don't have to worry about these certain things. And then joy for story number 3, of course, is the fact that you're getting interested in something here. So that if you care about something, you're going to do it better. You're going to do it better than everybody else. You're going to care more about it, be more passionate about what you do. So finding joy into whatever you're trying to do financially there in story 3 also applies to the runestone. So that's going to wrap up just about. We got to do the animal totem, but it's been a very good reading for Virgo. Very interesting financial one. And yep, I got this one. So let me grab my chart here, see what animal totem this is, because I have like 80 something of these and they're not all committed to memory. So here we go. Virgo gets the animal totem of this guy right here, the bear. Okay, the bear. I got another bear right here, a little red jasper bear. He's my protector bear. And as is this guy, the runestone bear there, Turok. So there we go, guys. The bear animal totem. This is kind of a solitary type of month. This is not something that they said. I'm looking around in the stories and there's nowhere that they said do things together, do things with other people. This is very much of go about it and get things done for you type of month. I'm not going to use the word selfish, but very self-oriented, at least. It's not about camaraderie. It's not about helping other people right now. This, at least in the financial sector. Other corners of your life maybe, but of course you got to remember we're only looking at finances. We're not looking into love right here. We're not looking into much work or much health here at all. So this is all really financial stuff. So what else for bear for that? It's time to be big and be aggressive. Okay, it's time to get this stuff done is what it is. It's really, doing the things you don't want to do and then relaxing. Well, what does that sound like? A little bit like hibernation maybe? Get it done, in the summer, so in the winter you can just relax. And in that same way, I think they kind of put that track into your whole month of January, so you can try to get things done early in the month, so the rest of the month can, you can just come up for a little bit of air, get a little breath of fresh air and relax from the things that you got to get done financially, and we can basically start February off, boom, in strength and in confidence. So that has been the entire reading, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with, and remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. That is it for me. Happy New Year and enjoy your January.